Okay, to start this video, I'm just going to show you the 6 fidget spinners that I opened up before that I decided to put through additional testing with the air compressor to see which ones are the best. Just quickly go through these to begin with. First off, I have this 3-arm spinner, which appears to be brass or some similar alloy with silver weights on the end, and it seems pretty nice. It got an initial spin time of 5 minutes and 5 seconds, which was pretty good. Next one, we got this AUKWING or AUKWING 3-arm spinner, which is made in a kind of unique way. It's got two plates on the outside and holding a weight in the middle, which is kind of a unique design. It feels really nice, and it got an initial spin time of 6 minutes and 38 seconds. Then we have the same thing, but only in the two-arm version. Same basic design, but just with 2 arms. And that got an initial spin time of 7 minutes and 8 seconds. And I'm going to drop it. Okay, back up here. Then we have this NOMAD 2-arm spinner. Very similar to the one I did before from the company called Stars, except this one's made out of brass. Got an initial spin time of 6 minutes and 12 seconds. And then we have APSUNG. Very nice little decorated TRISPINNER. Got an initial spin time of 6 minutes and 36 seconds. So quite good on that one too. And last we have the this big ROTIBOX spinner, which is thick and very good to use. It's very easy to use, spins well, and it got an initial spin time of 7 minutes and 4 seconds. So I'm going to put these through the spin test with 6 trials each of 8 seconds of air to see which ones go the longest. Just to review, on one side we'll spin it this way, then this way, turn it over this way, then this way, and then vertically this way and the other way. And those will be the 6 trials that we'll get the average spin time for, and we'll see if there's any biases in the way they like to spin, and we'll also do the subjective rating. So we're going to go to the spin test now. Alright, I have here the 6 fidget spinners that we decided to test from the last unpackaging video. I'm going to go through these one by one and give you my ratings on them. The first one was this brass, and apparently brass and some other metal spinner from it's by a company called FIGROL. Got it on eBay for $32.90. and it weighs 56 grams. Its spin time, unfortunately, it varied a lot depending on how it was sitting. In one direction, it got 4 to 5 minutes spin time holding, but up the other way, it only got a few minutes. And then vertically, it did really well, 6 minutes. So it varied quite a bit depending on how it was. And I'm assuming that has something to do with something with the bearing. There might be something wrong with the bearing in this one, but the mean variability was 96 seconds, and that's not good. So it got penalized quite a bit for that. The subjective rating, I gave it a 7 overall. 7 for appearance, feel, and perceived quality. But the overall score was only a 3.9, which pretty much qualifies it as a yawn. And it's all pretty much because the spin time varied so much depending on how it was positioned. So that one didn't do very well. The next one is this AUKWING or AUKWING TRISPINNER. This one I got on eBay for $19.95. And it weighs 68 grams and it's made of steel and brass. This one had very good spin times. Anywhere between 6 minutes and 6 minutes and 40 seconds. So it did very well in that respect. It didn't vary very much depending on how it was positioned. It was about the same this way, and vertically. So it didn't get penalized much at all, only a small amount actually. It was very consistent. I gave it a overall subjective score of 7.5, an 8 for appearance, 7 for feel, perceived quality 7.5. The only complaint I have about it, it's only minor, is that the edges are a little, maybe just a touch sharp. They could have been rounded over a little bit better. That's the only complaint I have about it, and it's not a very major complaint at all. So this one's a real winner. It got an overall score of 8.07, which qualifies it as a superior spinner. Next one is its little brother, the AUKWING 2-arm spinner. I got this one on Amazon for $12.98, which I thought was quite a bargain. It had very high spin times again, anywhere from 6 minutes up to 7.5 minutes. And it actually ran a little bit longer on average than the TRISPINNER, but it varied more. It did a little bit more poorly by almost a minute if it was held vertically compared to horizontally. So it got penalized a little bit more for that. The appearance, I gave it an 8, feel 7, and the perceived quality is 7.5, same as the other one. So it got an overall score of 7.71, which is just a little bit worse than the TRISPINNER. So pretty good. And the next one, the NOMAD BISPINNER, that's this. Again, we had a problem with it varying depending on what position it was held in. On one side, it got over 6 minute spin times, but on the other side, 3 to 4 minute spin times, around 5 minutes vertically. So it varied quite a bit. It got an overall average spin duration of 4 minutes and 50 seconds, and it got a subjective rating of 6.8. So for an overall score of 5.98, which qualifies it as average to good. Again, this one was hurt by the fact that it varied depending on what position it was held in. And the next one, this APSUNG TRISPINNER, which is apparently made of steel. I got this on Amazon for $29.99. It didn't get anywhere near as good a spin durations as it did in the initial testing. It was only somewhere between 3 and a little over 4 minutes when held horizontally. It did a little bit better vertically, around a little over 5 minutes. But again, we have that variability issue. It varied a lot depending on what position it was held in. It got an average spin time of 4.18 seconds, 4 minutes 18 seconds, and which qualifies it as very good. And it got a subjective score of 7. It's for an average of for an overall score of 5.74, which is pretty much average. So yet again, we have another case where the score was hurt quite a bit by the fact that it varied depending on how it was held quite a bit. And the last one, the ROTIBOX TRISPINNER. Now this one had very, very long spin times. Held on one side, we got 8 minutes to 8 minutes and 40 seconds. On the other side, 9 to 9.5 minutes. Vertically, 7. So we do have the variability again. It doesn't do as well vertically as it does horizontally. So there's some variability that hurt it a little bit. I gave it only a 6 for appearance. It looks kind of clunky, but it feels good. I gave it an 8 for a feel and perceived quality. So it got an overall score of 7.81 with an average spin duration of 8 minutes and 28 seconds, so it's got a very good spin duration, and it went on and on, probably because it's so heavy. It weighs 93 grams, and it costs $44.99 on eBay. So the winner overall with the highest score is this AUKWING TRISPINNER. It costs $19.95, and that's about twice as much as a cheapo spinner, and it's a very, very good spinner. I'd recommend getting this. You can pick this up on eBay or Amazon. It's very worth the money. Slightly behind it was this one. It was only behind it because it was the spin durations varied a little bit too much. And right behind that is the AUKWING BISPINNER. So these three followed each other pretty closely, and these three unfortunately were all a little bit disappointing. But this is the bargain right here, $19.95 for that. The AUKWING 3-arm spinner. All right, so that's the end of this one.